Okay, hi everybody, and welcome to our weekly Blab live stream event. And we are talking about website technical and marketing challenges and how we can help you with them. So the way it works really is you send us your questions, you just enter them in the chat box, and then we answer you as much as we can, and we help you as much as we can. And so I'm your host, Amel, and I'm an SEO and web analytic consultant. So I help entrepreneurs and small and medium businesses improve their website performance to increase traffic and revenue using SEO and web analytics. And with me, I have my co-hosts Robert and Pam. So I'll let them just present themselves and we can start. So go ahead, Pam.
Hi, I'm Pamela, owner of O Natural Aromatherapy. I help persons achieve good health, wellness, and relaxation with the use of essential oils. But on Fridays or Thursdays, I turn into a tech geek with my friends, and we talk about SEOs and marketing. It's my other love. Robert?
And I'm Robert O'Haver. I'm a SEO, search engine marketing consultant. I do social media, all that other stuff. Also host of Search Talk Live, which is a podcast every Tuesday at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time.
All right, great. So thanks, guys, for being here. Today, we have our Blab on Friday, and today we've changed it to Thursday. So please, as I said, if you have any specific technical question or marketing question about how to improve your website traffic and conversion and revenue, using SEO, social media, blogging, please feel free to enter your question in the box and the chat box, and then we can answer them. So the way it works, usually we start by sharing our own technical challenges this week, if we have. So I don't know, Robert, Pam, did you have any challenges this week with your website?
No, not really.
That's good. That's good news, actually.
No, not really. I'd say the same thing because I'm starting over, and so far it's smooth sailing.
All right, okay, good. But actually, that's good that you're saying that, because you had to change hosting account and you had to rebuild your website. So how did it go?
It's going well. It's not completed. I've decided to go with HostGator.
Okay, good.
And it's a work in progress. That's all I'm going to say for now.
All right, good. So you started rebuilding the website?
Yes.
All right. That's good.
Robert.
Yeah, so just make sure, because I think you had your website in HTML, and the new website is going to be using WordPress, something like that. So the URL are going to change. So when you change hosting, or you rebuild your site, make sure that you use a redirect for to move your old URLs to the new URLs. Okay, so remember that, it's super important. Okay, that's good. Use the 301 redirect. Thank you very much, Greg, for that. And guys, if you want to join the seat, we have an open seat for you guys. If you want to join us, just put something on the chat box there telling me that you want to join, and we can invite you in. All right. All right, we have a question from Dan. So who want to go and start answering the question? You want to start, Robert?
I don't like to throw out a bunch of names because it's really a preference, and I've had some good and bad experiences with GoDaddy. DreamHost I've done good with. HostGator I've had some good and bad. I mean, they all have their good and bad. So
it depends on what the person is looking for,
right?
What they want in their site. So with my search, it took a long time, as Mel know. I became aware of my problem about 2 to 3 weeks now, and I took my time doing a comparison to see what I wanted. And one of the things I wanted that GoDaddy didn't offer me with my plan was a cPanel. So, and also unlimited websites, domains, sorry. Those were a few things that I looked for. So it all depends on the individual and what they need. And of course, price.
Yeah, I just started working with WP Engine app. I'm liking that so far.
Oh, good. Yeah, so just to answer the question from my end, I mean, I agree with Robert. We don't want to give a specific, name for any company, but there are good companies and there are, medium, average companies, and it's not about the company itself. It's about the features, the plans that they offer you. So that's why it's different from one business to another. And if you are planning to build multiple websites, it's better to select a plan that gives you the opportunity to add multiple domains in your hosting, and it doesn't cost you like more than what you usually pay. So always when you're selecting a plan for your website, make sure you have unlimited domains. Very important. Unlimited emails, that's also important. Some of them restrict you to 100 or something like that. So try to get as much as unlimited things as possible on that plan, and as much and as long as it's affordable. And also, one important thing that you need to look at when you're selecting, choosing a hosting company, make sure that they have a good support system in place, and most importantly, that they have what do they call it, a live chat, where you can just go and if you have a problem, you just go chat with the technical person and they can help you solve your problem right away. I find it better than the phone, and I'm just going to tell you why. Because at the end of the chat, you can actually save the chat, or they can actually send it to you by email, or you can save it by sending it yourself to your email, and at least you have a backup of your conversation with the technical guys.
Yeah, I think another thing that makes them great is if they start sponsoring our blab.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, we'll talk about that for 2016. Looking for new sponsors for our blab. That is a good idea.
Can you make me a host?
Yeah, I didn't. I'm so sorry. All right. Let me. I have to find you. Oh, here we go. Sorry.
Right here.
Yeah. Was looking.
I had a question about Blab. I've seen persons mute themselves by blanking their screens out. How do you do that?
You mean when they join a seat?
Or if they're in a seat and then they want to step away for a minute, they just block out their screen.
Yeah, it's because they close their video, and so they switch to audio. That's what happens.
But I've also seen some other GIFs or graphics. So I guess they're using like a Manicam or
yes, exactly that.
Something else. Okay.
Yeah.
Say a nanny cam?
Yes, Manny. Robert.
All right, so guys, again, if you're watching us or if you're listening and you have questions about how to improve your website marketing, and if you have any technical difficulties with your website, please feel free to enter your question in the chat. Or if you want to join the seat and you want to talk about your website and maybe give us the opportunity to review it, feel free to do so. All right, so anything important that we need to be aware of this week in marketing? I know that this morning Google said that they're gonna start putting HTTPS in the search results. So that's gonna be something interesting to look at for the next year. I know that if you don't know yet, Google in their algorithm, they added the HTTPS as a ranking factor, and which means that if they have a choice between your website, who may be HTTP, and your competitors, who is maybe HTTPS, they may put your competitors before you in the ranking. So, do you have any feedback about that, Robert, or any advice? And we can talk about that if you want.
It hasn't, like, from what I've seen, and I've studied a lot of case studies and stuff. The ranking factor is very minimal. In fact, if you have two sites that have the same authority as opposed, it may throw it up on top if you have an SSL, but it's not going to put you up 5 levels, 5 positions in Google or something like that. It's very minimal.
That's the thing. But today, this morning, they actually, what his name? I always forget his name. The Google guy, Mueller, something like. Yeah. So he said that this morning, and it was like the announcement on Google Webmaster blog. So they said that it's going to be actually they're going to take it in kind of. They're gonna give it more weight somehow, and so they're gonna favorite more HTTPS results than HTTP, which in a way it's good and it's bad at the same time, because content sites, if you just have a blog and you're sharing content, you don't really need an HTTPS because you're not like there's no transactions going on, and even if there is transactions, usually you're using PayPal or you're using something else, or Stripe or anything like. So they click and they go to that secured website. So you don't really need an HTTPS. So I don't really get it. And it's sometimes
the main reason is to prevent hacking of sites and stuff like that, because that will cut down on it a lot.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know about that. These people can hack HTTP. Yeah, maybe. It could be a reason, because last year, I think, the last 2 years, there were like a lot of hackings going on, like websites hacking, like mainly with WordPress thing. So it could be a reason, but it's going to be tough because it's kind of a technical venture to go from HTTP to HTTPS, and if you do it wrong, you can lose rankings, you can lose traffic, you can lose business. So should we recommend, let's say, to Pam, since she's just changing everything right now, to go and use an HTTPS domain, or add an SSL to her domain?
I would if it's a new site, absolutely.
It is. Okay. I will consider.
So the importance of HTTPS, as we're explaining here, you're gonna get better rankings compared to the competition if they are not using HTTP. And I think the main goal of Google, there's a name for this, but I don't remember it exactly, but it's called it's secure web or something like that, or safe web, something like that. And that's why they are changing it. So they want the web to be more secure than what it is right now, which makes sense. So Greg, if you want to join us and talk about the SSL, to talk about HTTPS, yes, please feel free to jump in the seat and share your. Okay, cool. We have Greg with us. Hi, Greg, and welcome.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Greg.
I'm gonna give him a few minutes. So we have another question from Dan. Thank you, Dan, for sending us all your question. Hi, Greg. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
So you want to share your advice or tips or about HTTPS?
Well, I put it on my side. Just it can't hurt if it's going to do something better for me. Give it a try. There's so many factors out there. You got to do what people suggest and hope for the best.
Yeah, I don't think it'll hurt, but I have to say that a lot of people jump too quick. When Google says jump, they don't say how high, they just jump. They need to kind of sit back and see what happens, Well,
people filling out the contact form, they'll feel a little more secure, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Depending on what you're asking them.
It's again, it boils down to user experience, and that's one thing that a person will feel more secure going on your site, and that, regardless if you're just a content site or what, makes them feel a little bit more warm and fuzzy, I guess.
Yeah.
May I ask where you're at? Because I can see the sunlight on your face.
Yeah, it's going down.
Where are you from,
Just
Greg?
south of Silicon Valley.
Oh, okay.
Silicon Valley. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So what time is it right now?
In the corner, you see that?
Oh yeah, that's a new thing. I'm just gonna click on it.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's cool. Interesting.
Right, that's a new feature. There's a couple new features here on Blab. They returned the reply arrow. I missed it a week ago.
The what arrow?
Hey, we got a question from Dan.
The return, like if you want to reply.
Oh yeah, I saw
Yes,
those.
I'm gonna do that. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna just read the question. All right. So Dan is asking us, what's about the difference between the WW and the non-W version of the domain? So I'm gonna let everybody answer first, and I'm gonna go last because that's my favorite question, and I'm gonna spend too much time talking about it. So go ahead, Robert or Greg.
I think it's a preference. I prefer no WW, but I mean, it's just a preference to me. I mean, it's not going to help you or hurt you SEO wise. But go ahead, next.
Greg, you wanna? Yeah, you know what, Robert? When you want me to take a question, just let me know. Just say, take it from there, Amel.
I had to go and create a CNAME to add the WW on account the other day, but typically I don't include it when I search or pull up a URL.
All right, cool.
Well, let me add my 2 cents. I did a post somewhere the other day, and someone said to me, "That is so 1990." So I said, "What?"
Wow.
They said,
Why
yeah,
is that?
that's out of date. So you need to get with it. So I dropped it, and it's been working fine ever since. Well, it was a younger person, so now I know I'm with it by not putting it in.
All right. Interesting. Yeah, we have to update ourselves it's 2016 already.
And most big companies, you don't see them including it anymore.
Right. I
so
after that incident, I started noticing it.
So just let me give you my answer, Dan, from a technical SEO crazy perspective here. And it's actually, I did an experiment and actually and even if you look for other experts who did some tests on that, there is actually a difference, and I'm going to explain it to you how and why. Actually, the search engines, Google and Google itself, they look at the WW version and the non-W version of your domain as 2 different entities. All right. So what happens is if you don't go to Google and tell Google, look, this is my preferred domain, they will think both are different domains. So what's going to happen, all your SEO effort when you're going to start building backlinks and doing promotions, if you're using the WW version, you're going to build SEO link juice to that version of your domain. But let's say your customers, they don't know how to write your domain. They're just going to enter it without the WW version. So what happens, all these mentions of your domain without the WW version and all these backlinks are going to build a link, SEO link juice to that specific domain. Now, since Google, they treat them as different, different entities, their SEO power will be different. So you have to go, the solution is simple. You have to go to Google Console, what we called before Google Webmaster Tool. And then when you go there, you need to submit both domains to the search engines. You need to actually add your WW version and the non-WW version on Google Console. And once you do that, if you have a new domain, so if you have a new website, you just created your website, then you just go and select whatever preferred domain you want. It's fine because it's new. You didn't build any SEO links or SEO power to that domain. Now, the challenge is if you already have your website and your website, let's say you have it for, 5 years now, the challenge is you already built backlinks for one of the 2, the version of your URL. So what's going to happen, you need to do some analysis using some SEO tools to figure out which one of the 2 version has a better SEO. And then once you find out which one is better, then you go back to Google Webmaster Tool, Google Console, and you do the same thing. You select the preferred domain as whatever the one that has the more backlinks to it. And there's the tool, excuse me, go ahead.
I was going to say an easier way is you can go into Search Console and you can tell them your preference, www
Yes.
or non.
Exactly.
And then if you want, I mean, I take it a step further. I do what's called a rewrite in HT Access, or you can do it in a 301 redirect, but you can have it to where in the rewrite it flips it to what you want it to be. And obviously you can use canonicals as well, but yeah, so that's the way I would do it, but you can do it both.
Yeah, but it's important to go ahead, Greg. Excuse me.
If they both had some different page rank, could you redirect one to the other one?
Exactly.
Okay. And where would you do that?
Your voice is cutting actually, Greg. I don't know if it's.
Yeah, you sound like you're underwater.
Yeah, your sound is not that good.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
No.
So you were saying, Greg?
I'll switch microphones here. Is that better?
Oh, it's still not that good. So, not yet.
I understand you, though. We understood your question.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mel.
Yeah, so that's what I said. So it's you need to tell the search engines because they see it as different entities. And Robert is right. You need to use 301 redirect because even, and listen to this, even the domain.com, domain.com/index.html and the domain.com without /index, which are actually the homepage, Google can see them as two different URLs. So you need to use some redirect, if you're using WordPress or whatever, or you can use 301 redirect to tell Google that to actually unify all the different URL types of your homepage and send them to one specific URL type. So that when you would do that, now you don't have to think of how you need to write your domain when you are doing a promotion. You can write it with the W, you can write it without the W. It doesn't matter anymore because Google and the search engines, they already know which one is your preferred domain. So they're going to move all the SEO, juice to the right domain. So now it's not about which one we prefer, Dan, because your next question was, who do you guys, oh no, that was the other one for the hosting. Yeah, so it's not about us, what do we prefer, it's really about what SEO that was already built for that URL. And there is a tool you can use to help you discover the difference between the URLs. It's called Majestic SEO. So I'm gonna write it down in the chat box. It's Majestic SEO. And when you go there, you can actually enter the different domains, and then you can see actually different results.
For the last 6 months, probably, I think Google has gotten better at realizing the www versus the non, and then also, the index versus just the domain. They're getting better at that because I haven't seen, probably in the last 6 months, I haven't seen them indexing them both as different pages.
That's good.
I mean, it's kind of rare now.
It happens. I can tell you it happens because I run a lot of analysis on different domains, and I spend time just playing with the www, the non-www, the subdomains, the subdirectories, and I was able to see that actually the URL does matter for Google. So you're welcome, Dan. Hopefully we helped you as much as we were able to. If you guys have other questions, feel free to go ahead and yes, go ahead, Dan. Just enter your question there, and I'm gonna answer you. Greg, I see that you build a website. That's what you do for? Okay.
That's correct. I just checked my domain name without the W's. It doesn't have any page rank at all.
And the one with the www?
Yeah, it does have page rank.
So one of them does have page rank, and the other one doesn't. So that's really proof what I was just explaining to you, because Google really treat them as different URLs. So whatever SEO you're building, it's gonna take it in a different way. So you have to go and correct that. So usually what you do once you analyze your domains, you tell Google your preferred domain will be the one that has a page rank, for example, for you, Greg. Okay, Makes sense?
Yeah.
Or that could be why it's got page rank and the other one doesn't, because you already chose preference of non or whatever.
Yeah, because if you don't tell that Google will just go and prefer one, use one as a preferred one.
Yeah, I'm looking at Search Console now to see where that change happened.
Yeah, so the change when you go to Google Console, it's on the top. When you go inside your domain, it's on the top right in the settings, site settings. Just click there, and then you'll be able to click on preferred domain. So it's really super easy. It takes like a few seconds. It's just that people don't know it, and so that's and when you do it, it's going to help your improve your SEO, which is a good thing.
Hey, Greg, do you work in WordPress, or do you custom develop, or what?
Last several years have been pretty much strictly WordPress.
Okay. Do you do custom templates, or you just work with what's out there?
I use Genesis and
okay.
Custom templates. Yeah,
it's a good framework.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Okay. Any other questions? Throw them at us.
Hey, hi, Leon.
God.
I have a question for you, Greg, if you don't mind, since you built a website with WordPress. How do you make a WordPress site really secure so that nobody can hack it?
I use security.
I'm sorry about that. But it's an important question. I mean,
can you hear me? Yeah, I use security plugin, limited login attempt plugin. One other one, I can't remember at the moment.
You want to type that in the chat box for us?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, WordPress has gone a long ways as far as security as well. Anyway, I mean, they've that generating passwords and all that stuff, and they've really taken steps to get it more secure already, just on the core itself, you know.
Yeah. I'm having some. I find that the WordPress platform is actually good for SEO, but has some things, some duplicated things that the platform creates that really makes me really mad. Like, you know, when when you're using tags, it's gonna create a page for the tag, which will become a duplicate content of the main page itself, and even for the categories and all this, and it's really
easy fix.
It's easy fix, but it's actually it's you know what I mean. It's easy fix for us, Robert, because we know that we need to go and use an SEO, a plugin that's gonna de-index the tags and all the archives pages. But for someone who's starting out, like let's say Pam, you are going to rebuild your website using WordPress, I imagine. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's actually for her. It's going to be like a super important, part of making her website good from the start. So you need to go ahead and get an SEO plugin. And first thing you need to do is to go to the advanced settings, because that's where they are. And then you select de-index tags and archives pages, categories, and what else? Yeah, I think these are the main ones that you need to de-index to avoid duplication. Yeah.
You need to use Smush It. I like to use big images. That'll G-zip all your images and make them very small, compress them.
I mean, what plugin were you talking about that would?
It's called Smush It.
It's the SEO plugin you're talking about, Robert?
No, it's called Smush It. It was developed by Yahoo originally, but it got taken over by somebody better.
But what is it exactly?
It takes your images and compresses them and makes them small files, and it G-zips them, so when they're loaded, they're
fast. Oh, that's good. That's another thing to use for your blog from the beginning. The one that I use usually, it's the I have like two plugins. I have a premium plugins, which is I paid for it, and I have for SEO, for on-page SEO, and it gives me like a checklist that everything that I need to know. That I don't need to remember them. I just write my content, focus on my keywords, and I have my checklist, so it's done. And I have the other one, which is the one that takes care of the website itself, which is the all-in-one SEO pack. I've been using it for a while, for about 7 years now, and I'm super happy with it. I tried Yoast SEO plugin before, and I really didn't like it. I didn't do what I needed to. I needed it to do. So yeah, so that's the two SEO plugin that I use.
The new Yoast I really like. I actually have Yoast, which is the creator of Yoast. He's going to be on our show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, in February. And we're going to talk about all the changes and all that good stuff. So
yeah, I use Yoast.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
The only thing I don't like is the exact match red light, green light thing. I don't agree with that. But everything else is pretty spot on.
Orange, that's close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it helps stay focused. You know, the green. I know that a lot of marketers say, or SEO specialists say, they don't like the light green, but actually it's a good thing because it keeps you focused on the main theme, key phrase, keyword that you are, talking about. So instead of, I understand that, we have to use semantic SEO keywords. So we are going to use synonyms, related key phrases, and all this to optimize your content. But at least if you have one word, one sentence, one key phrase in mind, and you're writing for that specific keyword, it makes your life easier, let's say.
Especially for beginners, I agree with you. But I just, it's really not the way. Use the Force. No.
Yeah, I know it's
Star Wars tomorrow.
Hello, Henry. So, guys, if you have questions, please feel free to enter them in the chat box, and we're gonna answer you as much as we can. Our goal is to help you grow your website traffic and revenue. Help you with your marketing. If you have any technical problems with your WordPress, we have Greg here, who is a specialist in web design and website creation, and mainly he focuses on WordPress. So it's gonna be cool. He can help you with that. Hi, Leon, and nice to see you here. Hopefully, you can have a seat here with us later on. So yeah, go ahead. If you have any questions, Michelle, nice to see you here. If you have any questions, please just type them in the chat box. And actually, I'm just going to quickly go to...
Emil,
yes.
Another thing that when I was talking to John Mueller, he was telling us, Google knows about WordPress, and it knows about how it uses tags and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a penalty for any of that, but it will only index one of those pages. And, unless you use canonical tags on all those things, it's up to Google what it's gonna index.
Yeah, but it makes it like a kind of a mess, because the main, you know what I mean. The main, we all know about the duplicate, penalty that Google, used to talk about a lot, and it's really about your domain. If you have duplicate pages on your own domains, because the trick is a lot of, like in the past, websites used that to show Google that they had a lot of pages, but actually they only had few pages and all the rest was a duplicate of what they had. So that's why they didn't like it. If we want to do it right, we need to get rid of the duplicate tags and all this.
Well, I agree. And not only that, like when Google actually indexes a site, you want to optimize it and say, hey, just these pages.
Yeah, exactly. You don't
give it 100
exactly.
pages it doesn't need to index.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's going to be messy. I do have. Okay.
And it wouldn't be more or less. I wouldn't call it a penalty. You're not gonna get a manual action on your site, but you will lose rank from it.
I do have someone who sent me his website. So hi, Jeff. Welcome to the Blab. Please feel free to put your question in the chat box, and we're going to answer you. All right. So I have a question from Ruben, and he gave me his website. So he's working on this project, and he wants us to review the site quickly and maybe give him some advice on how to improve his site. So I've just put it in the chat box there, so I put the URL.
Where did you get the question from?
From my email. He's my student, so my SEO student, and he sent me So the URL. So hi Scott, welcome to the Blab. Please feel free to put your question in the chat box, and we're gonna answer you. All right, cool. So it seems to be okay. Did you guys had access to the URL, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excuse me. All right, so it's a nice landing page editor. All right, so looks clean. Looks the U.
Very.
I like that. So first thing, they don't seem to have a blog, which it's something that really everybody should have. And I'm gonna check their SEO, their homepage.
A couple things I would say off the bat. Very little content.
Yeah.
Thin content's not going to rank very easily.
And there's
go ahead.
repetition. On every sheet, he has a contact us page. Is that something you'd recommend?
Sure. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just talking about as far as content on the site, there's not a lot, and there's, he's got H1s and stuff like that. But and then also looking at the meta description, he's got some forward slashes in there that could cause issues. And then I wouldn't put a domain, I would put maybe your brand name, but not the .com in there. I mean, that's just, I don't know. But and the titles look a little spammy. It's not very descriptive. It's just kind of keyword brand. I mean, it's not bad, but just a preference. You want it to be as descriptive as possible, but you really don't have enough content on your site to give Google enough signal to understand what you're about.
Also, from my SEO analytic tools here, I see that actually they didn't select the preferred domain. So the www and the non-www, it's still conflicted for the search engines. So it's something that they need to they need to use a redirect and to redirect the www to the non-w or vice versa. And so that's an important thing that they need to really think about. And I think their images seems to they're missing the alt tag. So you need to optimize your images, and this is important for the search engines, because right now the search engines, they can't really read what's on an image, so they can't really know what's an image. We know because we're human being, we can understand the image, but not a robot. So what happens? You need to use the alt tag to tell Google what's the image is about, and usually we use key phrases or keywords that are related to whatever the topic of the page is when we are optimizing the images. So that's something that they need to do. Anything else that you see? Maybe Greg?
It's responsive.
Okay, I think they are using. All right, hold on. I think they are using the URL. Yeah, their URL structure. It's using some characters that usually Google doesn't like to have. You need to simplify your URLs and keep it really simple. So this way, it's easy for the search engine to rank the URL, and don't make it complicated. Don't use underscore, because sometimes it becomes a percentage, 20%, something like that. So use dashes, like a keyword dash another keyword .html, and don't use underscore. All right. Hi, Robert. It's their first time in here. Okay, cool. Anything else, guys?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. The robots text file needs some looking at too. You've got an open space on the it just says disallow and it's open. You could possibly block your site that way.
Okay.
But and then I wouldn't block your images folder.
Okay.
But and then let's see what else. Anything like your admin, your core, those won't be indexed anyway. But I blocked my admin panel, but most people know where it's at anyway. So if it's a WordPress account, unless you rename it.
From another SEO tip here from me, when I'm looking at when I'm auditing the page, one of the page on your site, the features page, I see that there is 3 H1 tags. So normally Google recommend to have only 1 H1 per page. The thing is, you're using like long pages, like long scrolling pages, and that could be the reason why, because you have like different sections on that page. Yeah.
Sorry, if it's an infinite scroll, you can actually use up to 2. But this isn't an infinite scroll, so never mind.
No, it's not an infinite scroll. It's just a long page. That's what I was saying. Like it's a long page with different sections, and so try to use H2, but have the font size maybe bigger, so it will look like an H1, but actually it's an H2 in your script.
Right.
So there's limits on H2s as well, like H1s?
What's that?
Is there a limit on the number of H2s and H3s you should use on a page?
No, it's only the H1 that has, like, you need to have just one.
You obviously want to have your phrases and stuff in your H1s, H2s, H3s if possible. I mean, obviously you don't want it to look spammy, but the lower the number, the higher the importance Google assigns it.
Okay, so to summarize our advice from me and Robert, it's really just like make sure you specify what is the preferred domain. So the www, non-www. Did we say use just one H1? What else, Robert? What did we say? The images, the description, the title. Description, don't make it a super long description. Keep it short, 160 character, and keep it interesting. Add more content, because right now on your website there is only, I think, few pages, about 5 pages. You need to add more pages, because the more pages you have, the more chances you will have to be ranked on the search engine for these different pages. So one easy, simple way to do it is to install a blog on your domain. So it will be domain.com/blog, and then you can start publishing content on that blog regularly, and it's going to help you get more content on the site. So you will have like static pages plus your dynamic pages in your blog.
The only thing I would want to add to that is if you don't like to write and you don't write, don't put a blog up. Otherwise, blogs are great.
Hey, hi David. We have David with us today. Thank you for joining us, David. We are talking about marketing and technical challenges for websites. So usually we take questions from our listeners. So if you have any questions, guys, please leave them in the chat box, and we're going to answer them as much as we can. We also sometimes have people who want us to audit, like do a quick SEO audit of their website. So they put their domain in the chat, and then we're able to review the site, give them advice, and help them as much as we can. Right, cool. So so we were actually looking at a website, and we find out that they had really not a lot of content. So I was telling to add maybe a blog for that. And Robert, he was saying that if you don't like to write, well, don't add a blog. So I'm gonna disagree with you on this, Robert, because
no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, if he doesn't like to write and he's not going to commit to writing on the blog, then why have a blog?
That's true. I agree. But he needs, I think like the blog, it depends on the business, of course. Some businesses is not right for them, but it's good to have a blog. And if you don't write or you don't like to write, well, you can hire someone who can write for you, or you can outsource the writing and have maybe guest blogger who going to publish their content on your blog. It's going to help you get fresh content there. So that's the thing, that like it's exactly that. So the problem, as David is mentioning in the chat box, and thanks David for that, and he's saying thin content is an issue. So, but crappy content doesn't help anyone, and I agree with that. So make sure you really hire a good content writer. So you need to like almost interview them. Don't go with the first one. Try them. So you can actually just give them one, like, you know, try them for one content, see their style. Do you like it? Is it the grammar is good? Like, no problem. Then go with that. But if you see that, you know, the content is crappy, then just move to another writer and be clear on that. When you contact them, just say, you know, I'm going to try you and see if you write the way I want the content to be, and then if it's not the case, I'm not going to work with you, and that's it. And one thing that I want just going to add about content, it's when you hire a content writer, and then when you get the content from them and you like it and it's really high quality, don't just go and publish that content. Add your own voice, which means like go read that content and add a sentence or change a paragraph just to make it your own, and just, you know what I mean, give it your own voice, which I think is important.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's kind of like social media. It's a commitment, you know, either do it or don't, you know, because otherwise it's just old stuff that just sits there posted on your site and never gets updated, and, you know.
You always have good intentions. And
yeah, exactly, right.
This week I came across a site that does articles, I mean, just free articles, but they put them up there for people to use, but you have to give them credit or mention at least that they wrote it. And I forgot the name of the site right now, but it was something I came across this week.
So you want? Yeah. Okay. So that David has a question. I think we're talking about content still, David, and just let me know if. Oh yeah, thank you, David. Okay, make sure also there's something very important. There are actually tools that you can use to check the content that you receive from your content writer. So if they send you the content, just copy that content and use a tool to just make sure that they didn't get that content from somewhere else. All right, so it's avoid duplicate content, avoid people stealing from other places, please, because you want to create, you want to have original, unique content on your website. That's important. That's why I said you need, even if you receive the content from the writer, add to it, add your own voice, add your own, you know, I don't know, your own style to that content, and make sure it's not, you know, something that they took from somewhere else. Even with images, be careful. Please buy your images. Don't get, you know, don't take the image from somewhere else. And if you do, credit where this image is coming from. But usually images are not that expensive. What, $1, something like that? You can get, you know.
Where are you getting around?
No, I mean not $1, but it's not that expensive. You can buy credits, and then you can just buy images when you need them. But what I'm saying is just, please, just use original content, and just make sure you buy your images or credit where they're coming from. Now, we're talking about thin content and SEO versus PPC, which is a really good question here. It depends. If you are it's your main website, and you're going to build it for the long term, and you want to position your website as the authority in your niche, well, you need content for that. So SEO is part of it, and I'm a big believer in thinking that SEO is part of content marketing, and content marketing is SEO. It is like, I don't see a difference or, you know, between them. To be a good content writer, you need to know SEO. It's because SEO is about the keyword intent, and and the query intent and all this. So if you know your audience, you should know SEO and you should know what they are searching for online. So
yeah, but you also got to make it for the person, obviously. You want to make it engaging so that you read more of your content, not just to make something for the search engine.
I agree, Robert. So
and mentioned Copyscape too, which is good.
Copyscape, yeah, it's good for plagiarism or whatever. Yeah, and that's the thing. And you know, Pamela, because you write content for your website, obviously you need to make sure that you're following these advice, because you are writing for people and for the search engine. So both of them. You're not writing for one or the other. It's both at the same time. So usually, I mean, usually you write the content, then you kind of integrate the keyword concept to it. But at least you have an idea what you're writing about.
Original articles. All of my articles are original because I write about health issues. So I don't have that concern at all. Yeah.
And Leon is asking me, tell them how many words you must have. Well, that's a good question. Now, if we follow Google guidelines and all this, we need really to have. Hold on, I'm doing something wrong here in my blab.
There's no magic number.
Yeah, there's no magic number, but there is actually there is a kind of a minimum, at least 500 words. Please don't have an article with just 200 words, because it's not going to help you. It's really thin content again. So just try to use, if you are able to use statistic from your niche, or maybe you can find infographics, and then you can add them, and then you can actually elaborate about that infographics information. Try to really reach a minimum of 500 words at least, because and the more you have, the better. Exactly, like David said, enough words to make your point. I agree with that.
So if it's 400, that's not bad. Don't delete your article or something.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add David here comment. He's saying that you could have a minimum of 500 words article that generates an answer box, super valuable. Yeah, that's like different, like it's FAQs, like it's the answering specific questions.
Knowledge graph.
Yeah, so it's really for the knowledge graph. Which I agree, but this is, I mean, if you can answer the question in less than 500 words, and so that's good, because it's specific question. If you can give more value and help and give more information about that, and in your answer, then go ahead, feel free to do so. But always think of high quality content. So please do not copy paste it from somewhere else or use crappy content. Yes, and as Leon said, don't try to spin content. Yeah, that's really not a good idea to do.
Greg, do you have any more questions?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Right, so thank you, Greg, for being in the seat. We're going to open the seat for someone else who wants to join us. Thanks, Greg, for being here. Thank you very much. So, guys, if you want to join, we have an open seat. And if you have any questions, if you want to discuss anything that's important, that could help website owners, get more traffic, more conversion for their website, then please feel free to join us and get the seat there. Okay, hi Michelle. I think you have a question.
Careful.
No, I know Michelle. He's a former student of mine, so he's from Montreal too. Hi, Michelle. We can't see you, so I don't know if there's a problem with your camera or anything. But you don't need a camera. You can just use your microphone. But we can't hear you also, so I think you may have a problem with your microphone. So try again, please. Hello. All right. Try.
There he is.
You hear me now?
Again, Michelle, okay?
Hey.
Could you hear me now?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
we can hear you. Hi, Michelle.
Okay. My question was, Did anybody try Shopify, or would anybody recommend a new program, like Shopify? So, a program that will give you, technical support, live technical support at any time, to build a new website, let's say. Because I don't like WordPress, because they don't have any live support and so on. So,
well, for somebody who's looking for an out-of-the-box solution where you can pretty much need to know code or anything, you can set it up. That's great. But from an SEO standpoint, you're going to have issues.
Well, I know HTML, but I don't want to bust my head,
Sure. No, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's a great platform.
Which one? Which one are you talking about?
Shopify.
Yeah, but do you know any other companies that are better or compatible or etc.?
There's quite a few platforms out there, but I mean, they're really super expensive. I mean, that's more of a good place to start. Or even, a lot of people I tell go to eBay, because I mean, they've already got the clients, they've already got the customers coming in, and you can do just as well.
Well, it depends on the product too, right?
What's that?
It depends on the product.
Yeah, of course.
Certain products you don't want to come near eBay, so.
Sure. Or do both.
Yeah, you can do both. Yeah, sure. But you need a website as
sure,
for your own image, company image, etc.
Right.
Yeah, if you don't want to use, I mean, Shopify is a good platform, like Robert said. It's they have the support. It's easy to add your product and all this. If you don't want to go with WordPress, all right. Now, if you don't want to go with Shopify, you don't want to go with WordPress, and you know HTML, where you can actually buy an e-commerce ready HTML, designed website. You can find on what is the Team Forest,
Mm-hmm.
I think. Yeah, you can find nice HTML5 e-commerce website on Team Forest, and you can buy that. But the only challenge would be that you'll have to customize it yourself, and so you need to at least have a good knowledge of HTML, or if you know someone who's a designer and you can give them. Yeah, so you can give the design, the template design to a designer, and then he can add your product and make all the customization that you need. But you can go that way. You can just, if you want HTML5, you just go with buy an e-commerce ready site.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you for your question, Michelle. Thank you for being here too.
You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, Leon, you're wearing a bow tie today?
Yes, Leon, take the chair.
Hey, Leon, if you want to, we have, 5 minutes left. Leon, if you want to jump in and share something with us, feel free to do so. Dara was saying that they use Meva, what's the name there? Yeah.
Blabbing in his sleep, look at that.
Yeah, but it's super expensive. So for e-commerce, right, good. And so that's the thing. So if you're, as I said, just to summarize here, if you don't want to use WordPress, you don't have to use WordPress if you know HTML. Just go buy a template HTML well-designed website and just make changes and build your website with HTML. It doesn't really matter there.
I'll tell you a great theme that I love.
Okay.
It's on a Genesis platform, but it's called Avada. And it is so versatile. It's got WooCommerce built into it, everything. It's quite an amazing theme.
What's it called?
Avada, A-V-A-D-A.
AVA?
Yeah, it's
DA?
A-V-A-D-A.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know this theme, but that's the thing. You can buy themes and you can customize them, and like as
There's
much as
so many to choose from.
Exactly. Just choose the one that is easy to customize. Actually, that's the thing, because some of them are really complex. You don't want to go that road. So I think we answered all the questions we had. Do you want to add anything, guys? I'm gonna leave you with the last words. Go ahead, Robert. Let's start with you.
Well, I would say tune into my talk show, but it's on hiatus until the 5th. But we are going to have the co-founder of Blab on there. So if you guys want to come on and ask questions or call or listen to the show, you can. It's on Tuesday the 5th at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time.
All right, cool. Can you put the URL, Robert, in the chat, please? Okay, just a quick question before we leave. Actually, Greg is asking us, do we have any issues with WordPress 4.4? I didn't upgrade yet. Excuse me, I didn't upgrade yet, so I don't know yet, but some other website went really well, so no issue for now. Robert, did you have any issue with WordPress?
I had some plugin issues, but I was able to fix them.
All right, cool. Okay. All right, guys, so Pamela, I'm going to let you...
well, I got a question before we go, and I've been reluctant to do this. Upgrade to Windows 10. Has anybody upgraded to Windows 10, and how is it working?
I was reluctant to do it because I had the Windows 8 still in my head, but I tried it and I love it. I started at work, and then I as soon as I used it for about a month, I fell in love with it, and I got it at home. So
you see, Leon's on.
That's nice. I'm gonna give just final advice, and then I'm gonna let you, Pamela, say your final words, and then I'm gonna wrap up all this blab. All right, guys. So some of you are joining me. You are new on Twitter. So Dara and Michelle, you're new on Twitter. I know you because you're my SEO. You're my students from Montreal, so I know you personally. Please, guys, make sure to put an image in your bio on Twitter. It's really important because right now you're using the default egg image, which is not good because when people see that image, they think that you're not I don't know
usually it's usually tied to a spam account, and I
like
don't
a spammer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they're not going to take you seriously. All right, so please just change in the bio, go to your profile on Twitter and put any image, even if it's not your image. You can put a flower, you can put a car, a house, anything, but just remove the egg image and add a small bio, like a small introduction who you are, so that people can know who you are and they can connect with you. So that was my idea. All right, so Pamela, you wanna give us your final words before I wrap up?
He cannot be asleep. Well, it's Christmas. I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody, and I'm going to wish all of you a wonderful holiday time with your friends and families. I will be working on my website over the holidays, in between the mingling and the eating. And I just want to say happy holidays, everyone. See you back here in January. And this is my new toy.
Oh, nice. You have it now. That's good.
I finally got my iPhone mount, so I can do labs and
I thought it was
periscope.
a taser.
You're gonna periscope.
Robert, you're crazy.
Robert, you're funny. So you wanna put your URL to your website, Pam, in the chat box there?
Certainly, thank you.
All right, so guys, if you need any stress-free product, or I don't know how they call them, to help you with your stress.
Stress relief, relaxation methods, just follow me on Twitter, YouTube as well. I'm looking for subscribers to my YouTube channel by the same name, Au Natural Aromatherapy. And thank you all for being here throughout 2015 and following us.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Thanks everybody for being part of this Blab. We're gonna take a 2 weeks, vacation kind of from Blab. So we're gonna come back in January with more. I don't know how we're going to call them, but we need to find a name for it. But more information for you guys, more advice, more tips to help you grow your website, and get more traffic and make more revenue from it. And I really look for 2016 already. Oh my God, to be able to give you more help. So if you have any feedback for us to improve our Blab event and get more followers, get more people here, please feel free to share to share them here with us, or follow us on Twitter. All of us, follow us, please. We are really active on Twitter. We answer your questions. We are there to connect with you. It's the end of our Blab, unfortunately. So thanks everybody for being here. Yes, we have you can get access to the reply, actually to the recording on Blab. So just if you subscribe, you should be able to get the link to watch the recording. So if you need to know anything about SEO, anything about digital marketing, you can actually go visit my website. I'm going to put the link in the chat box. So thank you everybody. I'm gonna wish you happy holidays. I wish you the best for 2016, a lot of success, good health, happiness, everything good for you, and I hope to see you in January. And in the meantime, connect with us on Twitter, because that's where you're gonna find us. So I'm gonna stop the recording. Thanks everybody. Thanks guys for being here with us.